Yeah.
Yeah, you're here. I'm here. So, I mean, I don't think there's, any need in a cold open tonight. So let's
Except,
just
guess who's not here?
guess who's not? Who's not here, Jason?
I don't know. Find out after the.
Guess who's not here? It's not me. It's not you. We're both here, and we are the Red, White, and the Blues podcast. I'm Daniel. He is Jason. He is my main Prochacho Nacho. How you doing, man?
I do good, bro, Taco. You know who's not doing good?
Who? Who's that, Jason? Who?
Oh,
Who? Who?
no. Frank
All
Lampard?
the
No, I'm just kidding.
all the players apparently aren't doing good.
All the
You know,
players, the board, the Chelsea fan base.
yeah, and the board might be the only people that are actually good right now. Whatever. But we thought season two was over with last night, and we said our adieus. Well, yeah, well, that episode actually hasn't come out yet, so technically I don't know about that yet. But yes, so emergency podcasting tonight
Yeah.
by us. We're late to the party. Everybody's probably already dished their tea about everything, but we're here, and we're here to break the news in case you have been living under a rock today as a Chelsea fan. That Jason is about to break the news about who is no longer at Chelsea. Who is it, Jason? Break the news, man. Let us know.
Pochettino!
Pochettino is gone. I'm gonna crack my beer open. Yes, gonna toast one up. Poch is gone. We
You
made
know what that
predictions on.
means? Postacoglu is probably gone now. Poch going
Yeah.
back to Tottenham.
What? Wow, that would be insane. That would be
Postacoglu
insane.
watching his back right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know,
Okay.
man. I mean, we said everybody will hear it tomorrow
Yeah.
or Thursday morning or whenever the next pod comes out. But I mean, no. We talked about it in the
No,
last
no, we
podcast that
talked
came
about
out
it last
yesterday.
podcast.
Yeah,
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 that's
that was
true.
a good
Yeah.
call by you actually because I wanted to save it.
I'm a fictitious millionaire now. Yeah.
Freaking Nostradamus over here.
Yep. Time to go buy some Pepe coin now. Woohoo!
What's the lottery up to? I Time to go buy some Powerball.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, no, it's good we talked about it last night because
Yeah.
yeah, man,
I had
you saw the writing on the wall. I thought maybe the board would be a little sensible and wait at least
no.
to see this weekend if we got European competition, but I guess not. So I'm way behind. What's the scuttlebutt? What's the? I saw that he left by mutual consent, but I don't know
Yeah.
how the fan base feels. I haven't watched any videos. Like, so this is me
Uh
reacting live.
yeah, it's one of those things. I think the fan base is I think they sort of actually have handled this very rationally. And they took sort of the same stance I think that we did on this podcast. It's like, and the thing with Pochettino, the entire thing that we have said since mid-season, since the whole Poch out stuff started, was who are you going to get that replaces Pochettino that is going to be better than Pochettino? And the answer is there's nobody out there. There is a coach, his name is Nagelsmann, but he's not coming here because of the power dynamic of
Yeah,
what this board, what all the bullshit that's been spewed today, um, whether it's from the propaganda arm of the Chelsea people or from the Alex Goldberg's breaking some stuff that he hears, which at least if it's coming from Alex, at least it's not propaganda at that point in time. Um,
yeah,
so, but it's just those things. Apparently, a lot of it came down to the board wanting to sell Gallagher and Chalaba, and apparently Cucurella too is now on the chopping block to get sold. So they're wanting to sell these people, and Podge is like, no, I don't want you to sell them. And I mean, that's apparently a big point of contention. Apparently, Iqbali uh, brought a whole arms list of negative remarks to Potts during. He had a whole spreadsheet of stuff in their postseason review about how we didn't capitalize enough on set pieces, about how our goal, our XG. We should have scored more, and it's like, well, that's Potch can't make the player score. Like he just puts him in the position to put the ball in the back of the net. Like ultimately, that Potch can't control the XG. Like that's ultimately the players. So
Yeah,
it's just been one thing after another. But I think the fan base is slowly realizing now this is probably not going to end well. Like it's just not going to be a good thing.
yeah. Um, there was a really good article that I sent you this morning
Yeah.
from We Ain't Got No History, and one of their writers, who I think writes for another or has been in the comment section anyway. He wrote a op-ed about why he did not think, or they did not think, um, Potch should stay.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I bet you they feel pretty good right now about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of the things they said in that, or one of the things they showed was a poll, and so it was like a poll from like a month or two ago about how many people were Potch out, and it was in the 80%, and then a
Yeah.
poll at the end of the
Yeah.
season, where like 60 something percent were now Potch in,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, well, it only took essentially like five halves of football for that to happen. And then they said within that like they value stability, but they don't value stability for stability's sake. They value stability with the right coach.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I thought that was really interesting that came out the day, or I mean, I guess the timing would be what it is anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I bet you they feel pretty good right now. But it is the fan base, yeah, it did swing in Pacha's favor over these last few games, which we talked about last night. It was like crazy impossible, or seemingly impossible after the Arsenal game. So yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm now reading on Reddit the top thing, and most people are kind of flabbergasted at this decision.
Yeah.
I think.
It is a flabbergasting decision because like it like I feel like the writing was on the wall, and what I said last night was why I thought Potch was going to be gone is because the goalposts have continued to move on him this year. Like it started out, we just need to see improvement. Then it was we need to finish whatever, and then it was like, oh, we need European football. Well, then it has to be Champions League football, or then it was Europa, then it was Champion. Like the goalposts just kept moving, and there was clearly people at the board level that just did not want Potch here. I think that's pretty clear now. But I think the biggest thing that has come out of this is just the amount of player backlash, like the amount of players. Like when you take, for example, when Potter left, what was it like? Two players like
Yeah,
tweeted or something like that, like thank you, manager, Gaffer, whatever. Like the overwhelming support from the players right now. Like Nico is on a tangent on Instagram right now, posting memories with Potch. Palmer's come out and said stuff. Chuck Waminka's come out. Like all the players have come out and said stuff. So
wow,
I'm like, that's your telltale sign. So I think there's a lot of players um, that are pissed, and so now to me, the board is even under more pressure to make the correct choice at this point in time because you have the players that are pissed, you have the fans that are pissed, and if you don't get this appointment right, then you've you I don't know. I don't. It's going to be bad. Like some of the names that you've heard, like Thomas
yeah,
Frank, like nobody wants him at Chelsea. Like no, like why? Why would you want a Brentford reject that can't not a reject? He's still there technically, but he can't do anything with Brentford. Like he's not going to come here and do anything.
right.
Like they
Well,
don't. They're not going to.
if they actually
Go
want a
ahead.
young manager, he's not young. He's 50 years
He's
old.
not right. Yeah. Now they want somebody young, up and coming. Let's see. They want their own. I think there was a quote earlier. They want their own Chabi Alonso. Um, the some of the criteria from Ornstein said this earlier today. So it's legit. Good style
Yeah,
football. Identity that fits into the structure, connects with the fan base, a good record of keeping players fit, a record of improving players. So, but if you get somebody young, they don't. They're still trying to figure out who they are. They're still trying to they're still trying to make their identity as a manager. So I don't know. I mean, the biggest one is the guy from what is his name, McKinnon, whatever his name is, from IPE Leipzig. He seems to be the biggest one that we're going to go after. Yeah, McKenna.
Yeah. But
Or
what
the
about Tuchel?
God, if I hear that name one more time, I swear. Like that, people just baffle. Like Alex was getting pissed on. I was listening to Alex rant about it earlier today, and he was getting pissed about it. Like, you idiots! Like, Tuchel is not coming back. Like, just leave it alone. I'm like, jeez, like, he's not. Like, just stop. He's not coming back. Like, he doesn't get along. And the issue with all this is exactly what you said when we hired Potter about this board. You said that this board simply won't say yes, man. And that is even
hmm
more clear now. And I think people are realizing that now, something that you've been saying for a year and a half now, that this board just simply won't say yes, man, that they're going to give players to, and that's it. They just want them to show up, do some tactics, do some training, improve some players so they can sell them later and make some money. Like, that's
Right.
it. That's all they want.
Right.
So, if you have a young coach that comes in here, starts winning, what is he going to do? Is he going to start demanding, you know, things because they can? They can start doing that if they're winning, and then, oh, I'll leave. You know, I don't care. I've made my name. I've made my name off of Chelsea.
Yeah.
And so you're never going to have stability if you don't give the manager. I'm not saying you got to give the manager 100% control and give him every player that he wants, but you have to understand that you have to work with the manager. All they want is a manager to suggest people, and then, yeah, maybe. And then they go out and buy whoever the hell they want to.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Man. No, I agree. I agree with you. Like, why can't we just be normal? Why can't we just be a normal club? Why, like,
Because
we have all these what ifs and buts.
because Brighton's our model, Jason. Brighton is our model. Like, it's crazy.
Insanity, dude.
Bowley wasn't even there today. Like, he wasn't even at the board meetings at the final wrap up with Pochettino. So it's like, I think it's clear now, and I think a lot of people have been saying this, and I just sort of brushed it off, but I think it's clear and Bali is the one that's pulling all the strings at Chelsea. Like,
Yeah.
not necessarily Bowley, it's Bali. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where we.
No,
I don't
I
know
agree
where
with that.
it is. I don't know. It's like this. It's a good day because I'm glad Potch is gone, but at the same time, I realize the ramifications of firing Potch are probably worse than they would have been keeping than if we kept him. Like,
Yeah.
it's. I think they damaged the club more than they realized. So
Yeah. I yeah, it's like not only damaged the club, but they've damaged like or they've created a situation where they can't come back and like the goodwill of the club.
mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
they're not aware of the fan base sentiment. And they're not aware of
no,
anything. So yeah, they man, it's like we were talking about last night. They've really had something to build off of, and they
mm-hmm.
continue to shoot themselves in the foot every time they can. And yeah, I mean they are damaging the club. I agree with that.
Yeah, they're damaging their own reputation because eventually it's going to get
Yeah,
to the point where nobody's going to want to come to Chelsea and play
yeah,
because, like, if you just keep doing this over and over again, repeating the cycle, yeah, you're selling it to these young players now, but that's not going to be the
right,
future. Like, if you keep doing this, nobody's going to want to come here and play. So then your whole model of buying low, selling high, buying used, so you can sell them when they, come good or whatever. It's going to be a broken model because y'all they don't realize what they're doing. Like, they don't have
Right.
I mean, I'm sure they have long term goals. I'm sure they have a long term vision, but I don't trust them because they've already their track record with their first 2 years of being in charge is pretty bad.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so
Well, and it's one thing for the Abramovich era, right, where we're sacking coaches every 1.5 years or whatever the average
yeah,
was, right? It's one
yeah,
thing that, like, where we created a winning culture that
mm-hmm,
invited talent to
right,
come in and say,
mm-hmm,
"Hey, come prove yourself.
yeah,
We'll give you the things that you need. Come prove yourself. We're willing to spend money." I mean, Roman Abramovich
yeah,
literally like washed his money through the club and gave us $1 billion. And it's like it's weird because Bowley and Co. and I mean to your point, Egg Bali, who's really running the show, they've come in and they're like, oh, okay, well we'll invest $1 billion, but and we'll fire coaches left and right, like you're used to. But they've, like you said, they've damaged the club and
yeah,
they've damaged the reputation. So it isn't an invitation to come prove yourself. It's a big red flag to the players and any manager that's going to come in. That I mean, to your most recent point, why would you want to play here? Why
yeah,
why would you want to come? Like there is nothing to prove here. We control everything. We'll fire you even if you're successful.
mm-hmm,
And that
yeah,
that's the real damage. That's the real tragedy of it
mm-hmm,
is they had something to build off of from this season
mm-hmm,
with a coach that we still aren't excited about, but like was creating some sort of consistency towards the end of the season off the back of our most devastating loss. Like
yeah,
this is the Chelsea we were hoping would bounce back all year, and like every
mm-hmm,
time they would win one, we'd be like, "This is it." And like they finally did it. They finally did it in
yep,
the last 6 games, especially the last 5 games of the season. They
yep,
finally bounced back and they had a chance to build on something. And now they want to go back to square one.
mm-hmm,
And so it's just interesting the dichotomy between the two that
yeah,
you can have like very similar things on paper, but the sentiments are very different.
mm-hmm,
And the way that it's been done is I don't damaging is the best word. Like the
it
word you
really
used earlier,
is.
damaging.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is like this. Like I think it's crazy that like eventually you're gonna get to the point where managers don't want to come here because they know they're not gonna have any control. Like they're already, it's already a thing. We've already bought Estavio. We have what's his face, Kennedy, Paez too. They both come in not this year, not this summer, but next summer they'll come in, and they're already saying they're first team players. So like
Yep.
you're already saying, okay, these two guys are first team players. So where does that leave everybody else? Like,
Yep.
what are you supposed to do? And like as a manager, you don't have a choice. Um, you know, I think part of the issue was, um, and I really do after listening to Alex rant and rave today, I really do think part of the issue was like Poch was being almost forced to play Enzo. Um, like I think he was. I don't. I don't know. I really think there was a lot going on behind the scenes that we'll probably never be privy to because the PR machine will keep it suppressed. And I'm assuming we're probably going to get some kind of crazy article within the next couple of days from Matt Law or somebody else talking about how it's all Pochettino's fault and the players really didn't like him, even though what they've been saying today. There was a lot of dust ups at Cobham. The players hated his training methods. I'm sure we're
Wait,
going
this
to
is Matt
hear.
Law today saying all
No,
this
no, no.
shit.
This is my
Oh,
prediction about what's going to be
oh,
said
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in the next.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, it's going to be a PR spin campaign because I think they now realize, oh shit, we've messed up.
yeah,
Like, the fans are not happy right now,
yeah.
and it just goes to the point. Like, they have to now put their money where their mouth is and hire somebody. And I mean, the names that have been floated, none of them are exciting. None of them are like, oh, this is guy's going to be a game changer, you know?
Yeah.
So I, we're going to be stuck with a shit manager next year. Maybe he'll be able to get something out of the team. I don't know. But like
Yeah.
you said, we had all the momentum in the world with Poch. Why screw something like that up? So
I, Here, do you want to play? You want to play a little game? It's going to be real
sure,
quick.
let's play a game.
Okay. Over under.
Oh God,
Are do we finish better or worse next season?
worse. I think we finished, but I think we'll finish worse. I think we
Yeah,
will
same.
start off. I think we start off good.
Hmm.
Um, we'll have a decent August and September, and then once we hit that, we got to go play European football, and we have to start rotating the squad and this and that.
Yeah,
Nah, it's gonna fall apart.
yeah.
So,
Same. Okay, game over.
I,
That
yeah,
was
game.
great.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the key: is are we going to finish higher than sixth next year? Because if you
I don't
don't,
know.
it's a failure.
Yeah.
It's a
I
failure
mean,
because you were
we'll
making progress
right.
and then you regress, all because you decided to fire a manager.
They better hope they finish better than six next season.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They
they better
do.
hope.
Yeah, they better. 'Cause, I mean, they're not
Or
ready.
or fans. I mean, yeah, fans are
Yeah,
close to protesting them.
they are. They
So
are. They were talking about it on the one of the things I was listening to today about. Hey, it's time to start voting with our wallets, with our start protesting because it's like they were like, especially if they bring in some shit manager, which is looking
yeah.
like it's gonna be like because there was just a report that came out. I don't know who tweeted it, but essentially Brighton has backed off McKenna now because we're making a play for him. So
Oh
essentially
my
they've
God.
sort of I don't think we get Deserby. I think he's too bold. I think they want a yes man. Deserby's not a yes
God.
man.
I don't
Um,
want Deserby at all.
I don't want Deserby either, so I'm fine with that. I don't honestly know enough about McKenna, but they did say. I mean, look, we might have to do another emergency podcast this week, Jason, because they said that the new manager might be here within days. So
Wow.
yeah,
I hope it's Thursday because Wednesday's out for me. So or
yeah,
tomorrow's out for me. So I hope it's
yeah,
Thursday.
yeah. And we might be
Yeah.
just extending season two even further because it just keeps going with the amount of like
Yeah.
this week is
We're
just
no
nuts.
matter what we say in the next pod, because that was
Yeah,
already we're
yeah,
trying to get ahead. We
yeah,
got some things that we're doing personally.
yeah,
But like despite what we say, season two still in. Season two still on. We're not officially in
yeah.
season three yet.
That's true. Who
God,
knows?
man.
This is this day, man. Like
We are a clown show.
we are,
That is,
we are.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do
that's
you
all
want
we
to?
are.
And I mean, that's the thing. It's like I don't even want to sit here and be like, "Hey, Jason, here's five managers. Pick one," because they're all shit. So it's
We've
like,
already tried to have this
yeah,
conversation. Like
like
we already
man,
determined there's nobody that we would like. We're not happy with Potch. We were just hoping
yeah,
he could like keep us stable until we got
yeah,
somebody that was available on the market that would have been a world class manager. Right now, like it's at the same time there are no really world class managers left. Like, and I'm with you. I don't want to hear the Tuchel talk,
yeah.
but like there's nobody available
There's nobody.
that can
There's nobody,
realistically come here. So, like,
dude.
we've already had this conversation.
Yeah, we have. Just go back and listen to our last five episodes of the podcast because it's on every one
Yeah.
of those episodes.
Yeah.
But
And
there's
like, we
nobody.
came to the conclusion, like, how are they going to do better than Potts? Like, they would be remiss not to keep him and keep the
Yep.
flow going. And like, we could actually possibly, like, the expectation for Potts would be improvement next season. And then if that doesn't happen, then you're not out the money for his contract, plus what you're about to pay out the butt for another manager. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's why they're going young, because they can give him another 7 freaking year
God,
contract.
no, no. If they do that,
And
I will be so pissed.
that 14th level of Swedish football.
Yeah, that's what we need to go look at. We need to go look at which one of these managers has gotten promoted from the 14th league of the Swedish
God,
Football
man.
League, and that's who Chelsea's going to hire as their next manager. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want any of these people that are being mentioned, but and also, if you ask me who I want, I can't tell you. Well, I could tell you, but I
Yeah.
just know it's unrealistic in Nagelsmann. But I just know that's unrealistic. So at the same time, it's just like I I don't know. I don't know who you want me to say. I mean, I have
Dude, Kieran
no.
McKenna's not even that young. He's 38. Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
young to them, probably. Though I don't
God.
know. I don't know what they consider young. Well, I guess they consider teenager. Hell, just freaking let Thiago Silva take over and manage.
Yeah.
There's an idea. I mean, he can fly back and forth between Palmeiras and London,
Yeah.
for training. I don't know. I do not know, man.
Apparently, McKenna was a youth coach at Tottenham, Leicester, Nottingham Forest,
Oh
and
God,
Canadian side Vancouver Whitecaps.
that's an
Then
MLS
he
team.
graduated with a sports science degree from Loughborough University. I'm going to say I probably mispronounced that.
What
And was
what's
hired
his
as the head academy performance analysis at Tottenham. So another damn Tottenham guy.
what is his nationality? Is he English? What is it?
Yeah, he's
He's
English.
English. Oh God, that means we'll never hear a negative thing about him from the media. So that's my only down. That's my only downplay with English managers is that
Yeah,
they don't get judged well. They're shown a lot of grace by the media. I'll put it that way.
yeah.
So I don't
Okay,
know, man.
so in 2021, he was appointed the manager of Ipswich Town, who were in League One at the time. He signed a 3.5 year contract, and he officially took charge on December 20th of that year. They reached the League One playoffs and then finished 11th that year, and then they got promoted the next season. Um, and then so in 2023 they were promoted to the championship, and he was named the championship manager of the season for this
Yep.
season because they finished second and now they're in the Prem.
Yep.
So
Hey,
his senior manager career, because he spent youth career, like he did some academy stuff at Tottenham and Man U after that, but then his senior manager career has only been Ipswich Town, and he
that's
got
the
them
only
from
team
League
he's ever had.
One. Yeah, and he got them from League One to the Prem in 3 years.
Cool. I mean, great. Great for him. He should probably go manage Wrexham. Like,
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Like, he's a Wrexham manager. Let him go manage Wrexham and get them up to the Premier League. He's not
yeah,
Chelsea
yeah,
quality. Like, but yeah,
yeah.
sure. Whatever. The only bright spot in that, Jason, is that we'd be taking Ed Sheeran's manager. So
Yes,
that would be a plus. Because he did screw us this year. And it's actually Ed Sheeran's
yeah,
fault Poch is fired. So I blame him for
yeah,
it.
exactly. I kind
You
of am
haven't heard
starting to think it's going to be McKenna after
I'm
that.
yeah, I'm leaning toward it's gonna be McKenna too. Because they just want a freaking yes man. That's all they want. That's all they
Yeah,
care about. They want somebody that will just literally come in and be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do whatever you want me to do."
yeah,
So that's
exactly.
it. But yeah, that's it. There's nothing else to say about this damn manager hunt. We'll be back with another episode either next week or if we hire somebody before then. We'll be back then for an episode. Who knows what the hell is going on? Chelsea right now, all I know is that the owners suck and we have 8 more years of this hellhole to live in at minimum. So yeah, Jason, tell these people where they can find us at these days. Yeah.
Find our miserable selves at Twitter and Instagram and Substack. Things will really kick off season 3. Yeah, I got stuff to talk to you about that, Daniel. So me and Daniel are behind the scenes working hard, trying to make these things legit and badass. And then, if you're listening to this,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
why don't you watch it over at YouTube? You can like and subscribe, and hit the bell. And I don't know what's the there'll be a fourth thing coming down the road that all these YouTubers say. Anyway, I guess we're part of that now. But you can find us on all those platforms at
Yep.
Red White Blues FC.
Yep. Listen to us at Spotify or Apple and comment down below on all these people that watch this YouTube video who you want as your next manager at Chelsea. And please do not say Thomas Tuchel. Because, yes, we all love Tuchel, but be realistic with your choices here, okay? be
Yeah,
realistic. It's not going to be too cool. So,
yeah.
with that being said, uh, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Uh, here's to the search. Flippity floppity.